Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is episode 2 of the 876 Seafarer Virtual Ship Pilot series. Today we're navigating a 300-meter container vessel into the port of San Francisco. However, I have no tugs, so I can only use my instruments, some common sense, and the weather elements. So, thank you for returning. I'm very thankful for the support that I've been getting so far. I won't be lying. The first video that I released, you can go check it out. How to crash dump a tanker ship. Um, I think it went to 3,000 views in just a week. So that's very impressive. I'm very grateful for that, and obviously, it means that people are actually interested in what I'm doing and would like to see more. So pretty much I appreciate that, you know. But yeah, let's get it. So, if you're new to the channel, my name is Devon Green. I'm a professional seafarer and deck officer in training, currently working in the yachting industry with previous commercial educational background from Kingston, Jamaica. So, we have our container ship. It's a 300-meter container ship, as you can see there, pretty loaded, and we are inbound the port of San Francisco. Our aim is to dock the ship with no tugs and pretty much with the weather conditions that we currently can see. Um, as you see right there, the wind that's relative. Let's see our true wind. True wind 8.4 knots coming from the east. We have a little bit of current, just 1 knot. Shouldn't be too bad. We're currently at 6.4 knots climbing up. I think I'm gonna take the vessel to full ahead to get us closer into the port and make our way into the container terminal to dock. All right, so let's get into it. So what do we have here? Container ship. Let's start getting centered up into the bridge. So I'm gonna go starboard 10%, 10 degrees. Why did I just say 10%? 10 degrees. Starboard 10. See, watch how she takes her time to slowly turn. While that's happening, I think I can speed up a little bit. So let's go full ahead. Get her into the port quickly. But at the same time, we got to be mindful of what's going on in our environment. There's not any traffic going on here. This is a curated scenario, so there's no traffic and all of that stuff. And the name of the software, so a lot of persons always ask me, what is the name of this software? The name of this software is called NAUTIS Home, and it's built by VSTEP, which is a major company that specializes in training simulations for schools and what have you, you know. And they've decided to create a software that you can basically practice your ship handling skills from the comfort of your home. So, which I took the opportunity to make it a new lifestyle for me. So here I am making videos with Ship Simulator and hopefully using it for educational purposes and a little bit of entertainment at the same time. For cadets and anybody who are coming up in the industry who would like to get some visual representative of what they can expect when they're on a ship and try to match it to real life. So when they see it for real, they can say, "Oh, cool! I've seen that. I see how that works." You know what I mean? So yeah, midship. Let's go. 80% on. We're going 10.4 knots. That's good speed right there. Yep, pushing, pushing down the channel. Break our way. So basically, we're gonna go, you know, obviously underneath the bridge. Then we're gonna make a sharp starboard turn. I want to line up with there's a control tower somewhere here on this island, which I would like to line up on. Once I'm lined up on it, then it takes me pretty much in a straight path here, and then I can turn and make my way up into the channel where the container terminal is. There's one terminal here, and there's another one here. We're gonna be docking somewhere here. So once I've already crossed the bridge and I've reached here, it gets a little bit tight, and obviously you can see the gray area, so it's very shallow in terms of the vessel. So I pretty much want to be be on the alert in terms of what I do and how quickly I react, so that we can have a smooth maneuvering. Yeah, let's see how this goes. So yeah, we're taking our time, climb up the channel. Um, Quite a bit of a scenery here, like good, very good sights to see. Um, in this video. All right, so I think I'm a little bit going too much to starboard. So let's bring her over more to port. Go port 10 degrees. A big ship, she actually turns pretty fast. Um, well, obviously, when you have speed, trying doing this at 6 knots, it's a different scenario for sure. And then you don't have tugs. Yep. So this island that you're looking at right in front of me is actually the old prison Alcatraz. Yeah, so it's quite fascinating. I've actually watched a documentary about it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't think. Yeah, they're not. It's no longer in commission, but it makes a very good sightseeing. It's part of the history for San Francisco. Cool. So making our way, steadying back on course, port. Take our time going through the bridge at 14.8 knots. I think I might want to slow her down a little bit. So I think I'm gonna bring it down to half ahead. So half ahead. Watch her glide. Get through. So like I said, once I've crossed the bridge, I'm gonna make a somewhat sharp starboard turn so that I can line up with a tower. That's right here. That tower should be able to take me straight in and comfortably turn again to clear this channel marker here and head straight on into the port. So let's see. Let's see. Pretty decent wind, so should be an easy maneuver. Obviously I don't have tugs, so it may not be the obviously the easiest thing to do, but figuratively, I think I can handle it. Let's see. Let's see. Will it hit? I don't know. Let, Tell me what you think in the comments below. All right, so we're making our way underneath the bridge. So that's good. We have the winds basically on our starboard bow. That's something I need to take into consideration going in, so that I don't get pushed into the dock too much. Like I said again, I won't be having any tugs, just bow thruster, engine, and rudder. And that's negligible depending on the speed. Um, but let's see. I'm very confident that I can make a very smooth docking with this one. So yeah, let's see how it goes. See what's going on the outside. What would he have here? Sights. Nice city view, actually. I don't know too much about San Francisco. I've actually played in this area. Especially when I was doing my ec discourse. electronic chart information display system course. Yeah, and yeah, we did a whole course, created waypoints and all of that through this area. So if you see here at what is it saying? This is 09. Okay, you can call it 097. You can see the tower there, and that's the tower I'm gonna try to aim for. So now that we have crossed the bridge, I can start making my turn towards that tower. So let's go starboard 15 degrees. See how fast she turns to get me there. Obviously, if I don't think I'm turning too fast, or if I don't think I'm turning fast enough, then I would just simply go hard to starboard. But so far, it's turning pretty decent, consistently. The rate of turn, it's slowly getting up there, but um, still have to monitor that, see what's going on. As you can see, as I'm going further in, the depths starting to reduce. So that's also something that we have to be careful about as to where you position the ship going forward through this pilotage. But thus far we're looking good. Everything seems good. Returning. We're now down to 12 knots. Obviously, because you're turning, so that reduces your speed as well. So if I should go hard to starboard, then that probably reduce me possibly 8 knots. Especially because I'm going half ahead. But we're coming up on the mountain, so let's reduce that from 15 to about 5 degrees. All right, we're good. Midship, and then let's go port 10 degrees because I want to slow down that rate of turn now so that I can start getting in line with that tower right there. And by just a little bit too much, we maintain that port 10 as it slows itself down. Slowly coming. Midship. Midship. I mean, I could play around and try to make it dead center on it, but um, what I'm really doing is using it as a reference point based on where the channel lines up and where the container ship terminal is located. And I want to be able to go under this bridge, this side of the bridge. So I'm just trying to put myself in the best position to be able to execute that and then make my way into the main container terminal channel. So yeah, that's what we're working on right now. Still a little bit too off. I can come over some more, so let's do starboard 5 degrees just to keep me where I'm trying to be with the vessel. Um, Obviously, I'm not a pilot in the San Francisco Bay Area, so it's not like I know exactly what the coordinates they sail in terms of their pilotage to say, okay, yeah, this is exactly how they're doing it, or whatever the case is. This is primarily just me, just going through and looking and seeing references and, just doing normal things like any officer or watchkeeper would or captain would probably like do if they're coming in a channel that they're pretty much not familiar with, just to get where they're trying to get to safe. Um, yep. So yeah, we're pretty much trying to reference that tower there. Um, just keep that pretty much on the horizon as we take the vessel in. So I'm currently at half ahead. Um, and let's see. So right there on our port bow, you can see the Alcatraz Island, aka prison. Let's see here. Binoculars. Interesting design, actually. You put a whole prison on an island by itself. So yeah, we're pretty much in a decent shape as it is. Um, Channels pretty much here where we're trying to get to. So yeah, just follow through, get underneath the bridge, and we should be fine. Let's see. So if you look right there on the starboard bow, you see why I tried to take reference for that mountain. Is then there's this pier that comes out a little bit, and I wouldn't want to get too close to that. So let's try to maintain that reference point that I was trying to get to see. Now we can see the container um, terminal in our horizon. No, that's good. And yeah, we need to come over a little bit to port so that we don't cross that shallow patch. Let's go. Let's go port 10 degrees. Ah, it swings fast. Okay. Fortunately, she won't be swinging that fast when it's time to dock her up. So we gotta use our engines and of course use our thrusters for the best possible result in this case today. So the current, you can see it's actually pushing us a bit as well. Um, Not too much, but there is some factors from the current that's keeping us off track a little bit. But we just keep monitoring that, and we should be good. It's best as possible to stay out of this shallow patch. So just like I was explaining in the container, not the container, the tanker ship video, where stopping the ship is not as easy as just pressing brakes on a car. The momentum is still going, and it will take quite a bit of while to get that ship to stop or even start slowing down. So I stopped the engines, and we're pretty much reducing speed at a good rate. So I'm trying to get it down to about 6 knots. Once I have that, then I'll go up back to slow ahead. If needs be that I need to reduce it over that stern propulsion, then I'll do that. Anything to ensure that the vessel lines up properly um, for the container ship channel to proceed inside. Because once I get across the bridge, it's a it's a decent turn, but you have to line up properly. Because as you can see completely shallow water here, completely shallow water here, and entire areas shallow. So you want to ensure that you lined up properly to be able to make that approach. And I remember I have no tugs. I just have both thruster, my rudder, and engine. So everything needs to be on point the moment I reach that bridge. This is why you have to keep cross-referencing, cross-checking everything that's going on. I had the binoculars on 12 zoom, and I was wondering why or those channel markers on my port side. Because if they're on my port side, it means I'm obviously going into shallows where it should be on the starboard side as I coming to the thing. So I'm looking at the chart, but I'm also looking at outside because you can't depend on the chart fully. You know, chart may not be fully updated or things move and so forth like that. Obviously, if I was a generic um, San Francisco pilot, obviously I would know I'd be dead wrong already. But for the purpose of what we're doing, I'm learning as I go along as well. So we're currently at 5.7 knots, so we're slowing down quite a bit. Let's go midship. Now we need to take reference of something else. In this case, I think I want to take reference of the building here, and I think I want to keep a steady course on that building. Or we have any other markers that I could take reference from? There's a mark over here. Um, there should be a green. Okay, so we have this green light here, that green light there. But we need a reference point for something that we're gonna stare for as we continue to make our approach. Um, but at the same time, I do need to start uh, reducing just a little bit. But obviously, when I start making that turn, then I should be good. So I think I'm gonna make my reference point this um crane here, and I need to maintain that. So let's go port starboard 5 degrees. Alright. Yeah, we're doing quite good. Doing very well for ourselves. Very well for ourselves. There's actually, apparently there's a. Is it that? Because there should be a light. Might be this little thing here. There should be two, because then if that's there, and then there should be another one, unless it's on the land itself. But I can't really see. But yeah. Let's continue our approach. Starting to move over. That's good. 5.3 knots. Yeah, very good. We're maintaining that. So yeah, I wanted to keep the bow on the second, this one here, second crane. Keep the bow there, 'cause we kind of have another sharp-ish turn to do, which I'm probably gonna need help from the bow thruster. Let's see how this works. That's looking good so far. We're on dead slow ahead. Um, and that's decent propulsion to be able to use um, the bow thruster. I think I'm gonna start creeping her over um, to make that turn. The current is actually doing a good job at that for us. So um, let's see. So I'm gonna go port 10 degrees. Sorry, starboard 10 degrees so that I can maintain a positive rate of turn and pretty much be a bit closer to the red markers in a sense and away from the shallows. But in reality, you want to be like midship, so like dead centered. So let's watch that. And once we're pretty much squared up, I want to reduce speed to about 3 knots and make my way. Yeah, we're coming around nicely. Coming around nicely. As you can see, the depths has reduced quite a bit as well. But we're coming around and we're making that turn. Let's go midship. Try to get lined up this marker here, and from there make our turn again and start reducing to about 3 knots and make our way in. Made that sharp turn. Okay, it's good. Now we're on our way to make our docking approach. So we have come a far way to fail. So there's no room for error. We've come a long way to fail. There's no room for failing at this point. We came a far way. Alright, let's go back into the bridge. Let's see what's going on. Let's center my binoculars. See what's up. Alright. Cool. We're maintaining that third. Still turning. That's good. 4.4. Heading out 3. Bell thruster still hasn't kicked in as yet. Stop that. This almost looks like Kingston Wharf. Almost. There you have the Portmore Causeway, like, and then this will, I guess it look almost like Kingston Wharves to an extent, but it needs to be like a perfect rectangle. So basically, at this point, we have to stay committed to the docking. There's no turning back at this point. We just have to. So at this point, we just let the momentum do the rest, and take us in to the dock. Um, to yeah, get it done best as possible. Um, my approach, as you can see here, I'm currently on a 45-degree angle. To try and line up. I do want to kick the bow a little bit more over to starboard so that I can clear the stern. Um, pretty much what I'm going to do is, approach the dock as I am, kick the ball a little bit or more to starboard side so that stern can get clearance to line up properly. I'm going to thrust over to port. While thrusting over to port, I might set the rudder angle to about 20 degrees to starboard. That should allow us to kick the stern towards the dock and hopefully create that transverse thrust that removes sideways, which would be perfect. Um, while doing so, I'm gonna have to do maybe kick ahead or slow ahead, between slow ahead and dead slow ahead, to get that momentum, so the rudders will be able to turn me so that I can get the stern alongside. Then we can start putting our lines on the dock and hold us steady. Start with our spring lines, keep us in position. Then we can go a bow, line up on a bow, stern, and our breast lines, and we should be secure. 2.9 knots. Okay, slowing down very good. Let's do bow thruster at 30% starboard. In a terminal, as you can see now, the containers, the cranes are in a downward position. They should be up, because that way you avoid damaging the cranes above should something go wrong, or obviously if you have an air draft that pretty much reaches that level, or containers or whatever, just to make it safe for your maneuver, or something doesn't get stuck in the middle of that either. But obviously for the purpose of this video and how they constructed it and everything, so yeah, the cranes are down. Cranes are supposed to be up. It's not many of them are up, so we just have to make do with what we have. But in reality, the cranes should be up. It gets a little bit trickier. We're turning, so that's good. Could make that turn a bit sharper, but it's good. I like how it's turning. Pretty close to the dock, but turning good. Once I feel like I'm in position, then I can go ahead and go midship. Stop engine. Let's slow ahead. Out to starboard. Bow thruster, 50% port. So what I'm trying to do is, as it's turning to starboard and the stern is being kicked inward, then the thruster going to port will then create that transverse thrust, so that I'm now pretty much like crab walking it into the dock as close as possible. But at the same time, I need to watch my stern, because my stern needs to clear here. and I can't be turning too fast because you don't want to basically slam into the dock from the stern either. All right, see the bridge. Now you see why it's important that they're up, because in reality, okay, you can clearly see that I'm about to run right through the crane. Oh, it was still pulling. So it's like you individually have to monitor each line, which it's good, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a good system, but I don't know what I. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated doing it like this. I don't know. We're definitely alongside. I am. We can say that, but I don't know what I think about the system. They're not in line, so it's like it's like almost like a crisscross type of thing. So it's not gonna go exactly how it really needs to be, as how it really ought to be. But maybe that's something still in the works to figure out. I don't know if this is gonna be like their final take to it. They obviously been developing this aspect of the sim for a while, but let's see where they bring it to. Um, but besides that, we successfully docked the ship. We tested out the mooring system. It's good. It's holding the ship. That's great. Maybe I just still needs to play around with it a little bit. But the thing is that it's so dynamic because you dock in the ship and then you put the lines out and you're not necessarily in line with the position. So it's like it's like give and take what you're doing, and then you still have to concentrate on actually ensuring that all parts of the ship is in position at the same time. Obviously, I can come close as possible and then let lines pull me in. That's a thing as well. But yeah, maybe I should. I'm gonna practice a little bit more with it with much smaller ships, and kind of get a hang of it and see what the community is saying about it as well. And yeah, I make my um pretty much verdict on that going forward. I may continue to use it, or I may continue not. I may just not use it overall, but yeah, because most of my content it's touch and go dockings, or if I start in free roam, then if I'm already alongside a pair, I'm not gonna waste time trying to put lines in place just because you know what I mean. Maybe they create missions and so forth, and that's included, then fine. But yeah, there needs to be some kind of other sort of system. I'm not really liking the mooring
software. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Um, if you just came across my page, once again, my name is Devon Green. I'm a professional seafarer in the yachting industry with a commercial background from Maritime School in Kingston, Jamaica. And my aim is basically to put theory into practical from the ship simulators to showcase people who are involved in the maritime industry or enthusiast would like to kind of see somewhat of what goes down from somewhat a theoretical and an experience perspective. Um, for then I use a simulator to showcase that as best as possible. So thank you for watching, and I'm looking forward to your comments. And hopefully that you share, like, subscribe, and yeah, see you on the next episode. Thank you.